You see, 4 years ago, it would take me, like probably like days. Right now, so the cost to deliver to the client, I lower it, so my profit went up. Right? Because the client is not asking, oh, did you use ChatGPT?
They don't care. They just want the result.
They just want the result. Why is that we decided to do a podcast?
Honestly, if we go back to when we first met, you trained me behind the desk at Hollywood. And from back there, you said to me, Margarita, you have a message that people want to hear.
Right.
And I said,
That was what, like it was 10 years ago?
Yeah, feels like it. It was more, I guess, like 5 years ago now.
Yes.
5 years ago, right? After COVID. And you said to me, wow, you really, people listen to what you say because people stop at the front desk, they listen.
Right.
And I'm like, it's just my...
Tell the audience that where you work and that when you say in front desk, what exactly do you mean?
Oh, I'm sorry. So I work at Hollywood Health Club in Long Beach, and I work
Long Beach, New York, because there's Long Beach, California.
I'm sorry, this is national. I
this
forget
national
that
thing.
Daniel is national.
We're famous in New York.
So yes, in Long Beach, New York, I work at Hollywood Health Club. It's a local gym that's family run. We're not a franchise. I act like I own it too because we're a family.
So totally family.
But you trained me. You were there from the ground up.
Right.
So you helped with all the technical stuff. But we became friends right away, and you said to me, even though we didn't agree on a lot of things, but
it's totally fine.
Yeah, it's fine. That that's how life is. We're not always going to agree on everything. But you said that back then you said I should do social media, I should do whatever, and I said I'm not comfortable doing that. But now I'm comfortable.
Now you're comfortable, and what you're doing there? Let me just take. I always forget. I gotta take that. This one.
Fan.
Lower a little bit, so we have some issues in here with the AC. Great, right? So new podcast, and Daniel's already having an issue with the AC.
Technical issues in the background.
Technical issues. So we just turned off the one of the fans. So, all right. So that's great. So you work in Hollywood.
Well, yeah, and so I think obviously working there also opened me up to just talking. You're talking to different people every day.
Right,
different
correct.
experiences, different backgrounds.
So it's part of the coaching.
Yes, and I found myself just talking a lot.
Right.
And people really wanting to listen. Sometimes there's a line of people waiting to speak to me. And sometimes No, but honestly, I know you want to talk to me. But in the very beginning, honestly, it would get overwhelming because I did come from working in a law firm all day. I don't do that now. I nanny full time. But I was like, wow, I don't have
energy. Obviously, you're putting energy into
yes, but it was like, oh my God, I don't have the energy for people. I don't have the energy to listen. Right. I felt like a therapist. Some people do, even to this day. Like, you're like my therapist. And I'm like, I'm not a therapist.
I'm like, no.
Yes. But then one time, someone that I wouldn't normally speak to, I had a conversation about something and I must have helped them. And they said in not so many words that they don't have anyone to talk to. And I was like, how dare you? How dare you be upset when, just talking to someone can help someone. So ever since then, I just take it as a blessing. And every day I know that I'm going to speak to someone new and help them somehow. But people help me too. I learned a lot of things too. I had ADHD from a member.
Yes.
I mean, I'm formally diagnosed, but I was like, flippantly joking about, I'm crazy, I'm this and whatever. And she's like, why?
Right. So that's another conversation too with the ADHD. And then it's interesting because, so really quick is for this intro, basically, right? So I know you for a couple of years. Every time I meet people, I always tell them, hey, you got to be there has to be some sort of your brand online. I'm a big believer having your personal brand. I feel like it could be a way of living that isn't attaching you to a 9 to 5, right? So that's kind of what I feel like. And then especially when I see it, like certain people, they have certain like skills, right? Like, I feel like especially the personality, I feel like that could help them. But again, the issues are the technical aspects. How do I start?
Right. That was always the main thing. It was not talking to people or having something to say. It's how do I put it out there?
How do I put it out there?
Yeah.
And then you're mainly on Instagram, TikTok?
Instagram and Facebook. And
Instagram
TikTok
and Facebook.
I do for just viewing pleasure and for research. Like I learn a lot on TikTok, believe it or not. I mean, you're like the algorithm, right? You can either use it to learn something or to just have fun and like veg out.
Right.
So that I post to there because I'm not familiar with posting and making videos. It's easier to have it do like an automatic thing.
Right.
I post it there and not caring about the audience and just download it and save it. And then post it to Instagram. I know that's like the cheapest way to do it. And there's probably better ways to do it. But yeah, so mostly Facebook and
There's
Instagram.
no judgment. And then at some point also, you wanted to lose weight. And then I introduced you for a couple months. right? So just to give you like the habit. I'm a big believer that ideally you just want to get into the routine or the habit,
Correct.
right?
Yeah,
Right.
you literally, I said to you, Daniel, I work here and I
Yeah.
don't know how to use the machines. And that's
Yeah.
embarrassing. I want to work out and I don't want to
Right.
come, like, go upstairs and be like, I don't know how to use this. And have a member show me. So you did. You showed me. And not only did you show me how to use the machines, you showed me how to do every exercise 3 different ways.
Yes,
So if
yes.
today I want to do machines, or tomorrow I want to do cables, or another day I want to do.
I'm a big believer in
Yes,
that, right? Like you have to find what you like,
Correct.
the way you like to work out. So it's just showing you, okay, these machines, they do this. You can train it with dumbbells, barbells, with a machine.
Right. And you said
body
to me,
weight.
you said one day you're going to walk in here and you're going to be like, today I'm going to do this, or today I don't feel it. And I'm like, and you're right. And you did. And you showed me. And also another thing that you showed me that you were very different from other trainers was that.
I'm a trainer. Hello.
Oh, hello. He's a trainer.
Personal coach, very expensive. Leave a comment
That's
or send a
right.
DM
He's well
talk
worth
to my
it.
manager.
Excuse me. But most people will focus on like, you have to do it this way, you have to do it that way. And I would say, well, Daniel, shouldn't my feet be this way? And he's like, listen, you're working your muscle. You don't have to work it. Every part of your muscle, you're going to see results. And I did. And it took off the pressure from having to do every single thing right. You were more like, just get it done. Just do the workout and you will see results.
And obviously there's little cues, right? They help once you probably, like when you're in a different timeline, right? So in your fitness journey, right? Where like those little tweaks, they help, right? Maybe, like with something that you want to specifically target, right? It's just, but at the beginning, I feel like the fitness industry is just like the form this, these and that, X and Y.
That's not going to work.
If you do this, you're wrong, right? So but that's what get the views. So that's why people are doing it.
Right, but then that also stops someone like me from going to the gym.
Yes.
And,
Yes,
I work there, it's a different story, but to work out there, I didn't feel comfortable. You made me feel, now I can walk into any gym and I can go on vacation and go into the gym and feel comfortable working out.
100%, right? Yes. So quick intro, right? We got a bunch of things going on so far. My name is Daniel. I go by, my last name is Romero.
I know.
But my celebrity name is Daniel R.O. So Daniel Ro. I call it by Daniel Ro.
You don't say R.O., right?
I say Daniel Ro.
Yeah, that's how I know you.
The reason, back in the day, I used to have a wedding studio. So my brand was Raw Photos. Which was like, just a way to say Romero. Right. Raw Photos. I liked it. And then I eventually just attached it to my last name. And then eventually the brand became Daniel Raw Photos. Right. Raw. So, and then when I introduced myself, I liked it so much, I just say, I'm Daniel Raw.
Well, it's so funny because if someone ever, like at the gym, informally will be like, oh, Daniel Romero came in. I'm like, who's that? And then I realize who they're talking about.
The brand is just like, exactly. And then it's my first name is Mario. Mario. So my first name is Mario.
You learn something new every day.
Romero Barahona.
Ay.
So there's like, because like Hispanics, Latinos, we have like names. 5, 6.
Which is ironic because I'm from Spain. My family's from Spain, and I only have a first and last name. I don't even have a middle name.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I don't know what happened.
That's
there.
crazy.
I think my first name is just too long.
Well, my family never called me Mario, so they always call me Daniel. I think it was just like a way to honor my dad. It was a thing,
I think it's also Spanish culture where they do the middle name. They use the middle name.
They use the middle name, yes. And then usually I'm the firstborn. So ideally, like the culture is you get the first name of your dad as a firstborn. Mm-hmm. Right? At least in my family was the thing.
Right. No, usually
that's kind of like that.
I think the first name usually in Spanish culture is it's honoring someone.
Correct.
And the middle name is what they would like to name you, and that's why they go by your middle name.
And that's what people, they just Daniel, and then so introducing as Daniel Rowe. I've been doing content creation for, I think, 10 plus years. I've been working with 400 plus clients. And I think that is the reason I made many mistakes, though. And in the process, I learned a lot.
Listen, my boss said, if you're not making mistakes, you're not working.
I learned a lot. So I'm not here at this podcast to tell you, hey, do this because this is the way. I'm just sharing what I know. So, and then maybe if that works for you, good. Be open. And if you hate me, that's totally fine. Totally cool.
You'll never hate
I don't
Daniel.
I don't check the comments anyway, so
You'll never hate Daniel anyway.
I have AI reply to you. And
really?
Then, then AI doesn't.
Wait, you got to teach me these tricks because I'm telling you,
it doesn't hurt your feelings.
I will go home and cry.
Yes.
After reading some
AI
comments.
will take the comments. It was like, oh my goodness, I appreciate the feedback. We love you so much. And there will be always kindness, or you can always set it up like, you know, like,
to,
you know, fuck you, the fuck you think you are, I'll see you, you know.
I would want some kind of happy ground.
You know, so you
like,
can go their way.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I'm going to need AI because I'll cry every day. And people start,
right.
yeah.
So the first thing also, what part in here is like, okay, your personal brand. And then we're going to talk about certain things that you can start doing. And also we're creating some content here as well. And then you're on the podcast. But then one of the first things that I always tell people, it will be that, right? Like, it's like, you got to understand that people, you know, have their opinions. Some people, one thing that I learned is like people disguise concerns as judgment, right? Okay. It's very like typical of humans, right? So for example, they will think, oh, I'm concerned about you, right? But they're like, it's actually judgment. Right. I'll give you an example right now, Ariana Grande, right? So big situation going on, right? And then in my head, I go like, to be honest, if I was Ariana Grande, I'll be like, I don't care, right? But then I try to understand, okay, woman, blah, blah, and then why is this working? But I feel like woman, obviously, you grew up in a society that is telling you, okay, you need to have these standards, right? And then so that's part of the issue, right? Mm-hmm. So you grew up saying, okay, if the beauty standard today is that you need to have a big ass, right, if you have it, then you reward it. Like you like because you have it, right? You get more attention or whatever, right? So I feel like that could be, right? But again, people, they talk about those things saying, I'm concerned. Right. But it's your judgment. They're just judging, yeah. It's your judgment, right? And then, I mean, people, and then that's one of the things that's kind of one on you, right? So when you go online, you're going to talk about different things, right? Your thoughts, your experience. One thing that I can tell you is like, you always, when you have an opinion, you always come from that side as, for example, your experience. So if you notice, when I introduce myself, I say, I have been working for 10 plus years as a content creator. Right. So it's someone that's proof. That I've been doing this, that I have the experience. Right, so you know what you're talking about. Right, so if I say something about content and somebody leaves a comment, oh, you're wrong. Oh, this doesn't work, whatever. So my reply right away, if I'm replying to that comment, will be like, okay, I've been working 12 plus years. I did this with this ABC client. Right. We generated this revenue, and it worked. Right. So I hope that it works for you. And then most people, again, is because they have an opinion, this guy's judgment, but they don't have the proof. Do you think it's judgment or more their insecurity? Like it could be, on their insecurities. Yeah, of course. It could be also the insecurities, right? But it's like we disguise it like, so we project, right? Yeah. And then it's also very easy behind a keyboard to just project. Just project it, right? So it's like, I want to project it. And I feel like it's totally fine, right? So I don't say, okay, you're not allowed to do that, right? So I feel like, for example, in the conversation with Ariana Grande, right? So I have friends that they're saying that people shouldn't do that. The way I see it is like, I mean, you're a celebrity, right? You're a celebrity, all these things. But again, the people, they're always going to have an opinion. They're always going to say something. So it's the way you can learn yourself how to mitigate it somehow, right? So, but again, I'm more simple, right? So it could be a little different for you. I think you and I are very similar. You're entitled to your opinion. Doesn't make you right. Yeah. And so you're in the public eye, and you're gonna get. So in that case, so that's for you. That's something that you need to be like, that's. I'm gonna be on Ariana Grande's level someday. Yeah. Like for example, right now, if you talk about that, you will most likely get followers. Right, if you do like this whole situation, you'll be your opinion. That type of video is gonna go, most likely is gonna get a lot of views. Most likely it's gonna get viral, right? And then what happens is when people, because it's something that is controversial, to a degree, right? So what's gonna happen is people who align with you, they're gonna say, "Oh, I like the way she's talking about this," right. So they follow you. Probably get canceled before I even start. I don't think it's canceled. Like I have a client, and then she posted something about the controversy with her, with Elena Grande. The video went viral, and she's gaining followers. But the reason, again, it was she was not thinking about it, but the goal is for her to get more followers, right? So just to give you an example, right? So when you use these things in a very specific way, so okay, I want more followers. That is an example of a type of content that you want to get. You kind of almost embrace controversy. Yeah, it's like things that are like people are talking about, right? And then what you do is you kind of like grab the attention, because a lot of people are talking about it. So they want to listen most likely to what other people are saying. So what's going to happen, for example, let's say if I'm interested, right, in Ariana Grande, right? So what's happening in the controversy? So I will consume content, right? So the platforms are going to feed me more content.
Right.
And then what happens is psychologically, my brain, I go like, I want to listen more. I want to watch more, right? So let's say I'm watching your content, right? And then you have a video about Ariana Grande. And I go like, yeah, Margarita's right. Yeah. But then because I want to keep on the loop, right, of what's going on, I need to, in my head, I go like, I want to watch more.
Right.
So that's, the platform will show me more. So that's the reason, like an opportunity for you to kind of like, okay, like use that as
like a stepping stone to
like
get
a
more
step
followers,
to get more followers or more views on your
yeah.
profile. Oh, okay, this is the person, right? And you can use it different ways. Not necessarily like, you can literally start a video saying, like with a hook, this is my thoughts about Ariana Grande, fuck her. Just to give an example.
Yeah.
And then in the next 60 seconds, you talk about something else.
Wow, okay.
Right. And then, but
you don't realize the person's hooked already. And just
but then you created like the attention,
right.
And then people, at least if they're going to notice you, you're going to get probably some comments saying, this video is not, it's just clickbaity or whatever. But you got their attention.
Right.
Right. Which kind of like, I was like,
The views is what drives advertising. Correct?
Right. At least the views is the metric that platforms like because they keep you on the platform, right? I personally don't agree with views. Like, I don't think we should be chasing the views, right? Mm-hmm. But then again, because I'm seeing this more as a business perspective. Mm-hmm. So if you're a business, views are never going to make you more money.
Well,
there are exceptions to that rule.
I'm not looking for that either. I'm not looking. Mm-hmm. I don't want to start a fight with people because I want more views. I want to just speak from my experience.
From your experience.
And I personally, my faith runs my whole life, so that's gonna come out in my videos. Whether I'm talking about ADHD, the gym, whatever, I always bring God into it because I can't do anything without God, and so that's not for me. That could be controversial, I guess, too. Some people, believe it or not, just don't like to hear about it. So, but I wouldn't go chasing views by being intentionally controversial. That's not my thing.
Right. Yeah. Okay. And then really quick, we're going to talk a little bit about drinks because I know somebody's going to ask. So this is Starbucks. And I have a ice shaken espresso. I do have an accent, okay? Leave me alone.
Yes, he has an accent.
Ice shaken espresso.
So we have him text us stuff that we need to know.
Ice shaken espresso, and then it's, I believe, no classic. It's just one pump.
One pump,
right? That's how you say it.
You had one pump.
This is currently my favorite ice drink from the Starbucks. And I don't drink ice drinks ever. Everything is black coffee. So tell us a little bit about your drink.
Mine is the same. Mine is a nice shaken espresso, but because of my hormones and my issues, I don't have any sugar. So
so it will be no classic, correct?
No classic syrup, and instead sugar-free vanilla. And then instead of milk, which has carbs and sugar, I have heavy cream.
Okay.
And so it's a lighter, more richer flavor, but zero.
But yours is sweeter, obviously, right? Because you have the vanilla sugar-free.
It's a little sweeter, and I also put 2 Splenda in it. But sweet, even though taste-wise it tastes a little sweeter, it's got a lot less sugar.
So shout out to Starbucks, right?
Yes.
Shout out to Starbucks. Okay. So and then the next thing that we have on the list is that we need to talk about. So a couple of days ago. Right, I go to the gym and you're like, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
You're ready. So walk me through again, we have the conversation, but now we have the podcast and I want people to know a little bit about you. Let's start from that. So tell us a little bit more, like if you're comfortable, you can say even how young you are, right? Or like, and then why is that you want to start this journey now?
Okay, so I'm 53 years old, and I know people tell me that I look younger, and that's subjective. People think I'm younger. I'm ready now because I've struggled for many, many years with my hormonal issues and things that I didn't have the luxury of having TikTok or Instagram where you can just see it. Like any woman now my age or in their 40s or late 30s, they can all look to each other, and everyone is, oh, are you on estrogen? Are you on progesterone? Like everyone it's common knowledge. I was going through my journey when no one was talking about it. And I would go to a doctor and say, no, you're fine. You're fine. There's nothing wrong with you. And Daniel, my friend, said to me, oh, no, Margarita, you're fat because you're eating too much, which is logical, right? It's a fact that you cannot lose weight unless you're in a calorie deficit. No one's
Right.
taking that away.
Right.
However, you have to be in a calorie deficit to lose weight, but at the same time, you can also be in a calorie deficit and not lose, depending on, because if your hormones are messed up, and people are going to come at me and be like, it's calories in and calories out, and also they throw in the law of thermodynamics. What people don't understand, it's not the law, it's laws of thermodynamics. So the first one is, that it's the calorie in basically and calories out, but the second one is that's only true if everything's working. So basically, like someone can say, if you want to compare it to a car, it's true that you need gas to drive your car, correct? But you could have gas in your car and still can't drive it because your engine doesn't work. So everything has to be in working order. So if you, for example, insulin is a hormone, it's a fat storing hormone. So if you have too much of it, your body just stores fat, does not know what to do with your sugar. So like, for example, a diabetic doesn't make enough insulin to bring down their sugar levels, but someone like me has too much insulin, so it's just floating around my body, and so when I eat sugar and carbs, it's like, oh, let me just store it. It's a fat storing hormone. So anyway, my point is that I didn't have the luxury of the social media. I had to do everything myself. I don't know if you know because you're a man, but menopause and perimenopause will bring on a whole list of symptoms.
That's
at
another
least 20
thing
of
too.
them.
Correct.
At least 20 of them. However,
Correct.
now it's common knowledge, probably even for you. But when I was going through it, I had to get tested for every single symptom, every single one.
And this is one of the good things about, for example, social media.
Right.
In that sense.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say, because
That
people
is
will say
access information. It's easier.
it's much easier. Like, there is definitely a
The
downside.
curation is different.
Right.
Right. But
There's definitely a downside to social media, but there's also a very, very good side that's very informative and can help you find things. I didn't have the luxury of that. So there's a list of symptoms that you would experience if your hormones are not in line, if you're lacking some. But because no one was talking about it, I literally had to go for each symptom that I had to that doctor. So if I was feeling my heart was racing, I had to go to a cardiologist. If my fingers were swelling, I went to a vein doctor, where now it's like, oh, that's menopause. Oh, you're lacking estrogen. Oh, you're lacking this. So for me, my goal was always to help women and like, don't have to go through 10 years and different doctors to figure out what's wrong with you.
Right.
And especially working in the gym, people are.
So that's the direction that you're thinking right now. Do you want to talk about the things that you learn in the process?
So people don't have to go through what I do. Like they can just,
And just for your information, actually, the menopause situation that you were talking about is something that it's growing. So the fitness and the wellness industry is changing a lot, right? And then what's going to start happening is, like things like the menopause. So we're going to have, there's a growing market of specific products and services just dedicated for women that are entering into the menopause.
Right.
In fitness and in wellness.
Also, doctors too. Doctors, in medical school, they say they only train for 1 day on menopause. Now that's changing. Now now it's more of a specialty.
Yeah, it's more of a specialty.
So many women, everyone has to go through it. It's not something we can escape. Right. So why not help these women? And to see a woman go through what I was going through, when I know I have an answer for them, I'm going to give it to them.
So the goal for you now is to help other women that are going through something similar, right?
Right.
That is, and you want to share that information.
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever had a thought about like what platform do you want to use? So right now what we're doing is we're having a conversation. It's kind of like, I don't like to use these, it's so cliche, right? It's like, I like the discovery call that I was like, the discovery call. I kind of like, don't like that word too much now, but I guess that's pretty much what it is, right? So as idea is to explore this exactly what is, and this is the same process that I use when somebody else is approaching me in that sense. I want to grow my personal brand, but they have no idea where to start.
Exactly, that's me.
Right, so that's kind of what we're doing. That's kind of what we're doing in here. So have you ever thought about what platform?
I haven't. I do another thing, and I know I'm going to keep bringing the ADHD back in, but
totally fine.
A lot of things with ADHD is we have the ideas.
Yes.
We have what's called executive dysfunction. We cannot implement them. It gets too overwhelming. It's too much. So I recently learned from TikTok, there's something called the watermelon theory. So a neurotypical, which is someone who does not have ADHD, who's considered like normal. would see a watermelon, be like, oh, great, watermelon looks juicy. I'm going to have some watermelon. It's great. And I'm going to look at it and say, oh my God, it's going to be, counter is going to get messy. I have to find the right knife. What am I going to store it with? It's too much. So my point is that I have researched everything I want to do. It's just implementing it. So what I did learn, what they say is like you do like Instagram for like shorts and stuff to kind of hook people in, and then link maybe like your YouTube for longer content. No one's watching Instagram and TikTokers made for like a dopamine fix, right? And they're not going to watch a 2-3 minute video because again, I could be interested in a topic, and if it's more than like 30 seconds, and I want to know the information, but I just can't. My brain cannot sit there and just watch it. It needs
correct. So those are the things that you will probably pay attention to,
right? And
then you will start creating content that you will watch.
Correct. And that's the audience. A good start. And that's my audience that I want. Because even myself, I went to a concert over the weekend, and it was great. I think I got great footage of it because it was a Morgan Wallen concert. It was the last concert of the tour. He's setting records with this tour.
Right.
And they gave out these bracelets. And I'm like, what is that? And he said, it's an LED bracelet. And I said, how do I turn it on? He goes, you don't. We control it, and it's going to be synced to the music. It just goes on automatically.
I've seen those.
Yes. So he played this great song, and the whole stadium's lit up with lights, stuff from our bracelets. And I want to post it. I went through editing that video, which was a simple him singing, panning to the stadium.
Right.
It was too long. I'm like, no one's going to watch this. No one's going to watch this whole thing. And I had to fix it. So, because I know, like, I wouldn't watch the whole thing. I would like it, but I would not watch the whole thing. And so that's how I'm learning that.
Correct.
For my audience. I'm going to be like my audience.
So that's a good start.
Right.
That's definitely a good start. You mentioned those little things. Obviously, it's like, and then obviously working with somebody who, one of my clients had a ADHD.
Yes.
So I understand now, for example, I learned.
It's hard to work with us.
So I learned a couple of things just from working with her, right? The same thing like you. I have to tell her specific things in just one thing. So I can't ask her on a day, I need these 5 things from you. Right, so I can just say one thing.
And you have to follow up with this.
Yeah, and I have to follow. So the issue with that for me is like the way I work is like I'm very good at multitasking, right? I'm very, and this is not something that came out like right away, right? So it's like something that it took me some time to master it. But I'm very good at multitasking. I can do, stay longer hours just working one thing, right? Until it's done. But then again, for me, for example, if I ask you, let's say for those 5 things, right, I'm expecting those 5 things as soon as possible.
Right.
Right. Because these are, in my head, I go, these are easy things.
Right.
And just to clarify that, it will be 5 easy things will be like, can you send me your email? Can you send me this login? Can you send me this document? Just to give an example. And so these are things that you have quickly access. Technically, right? Or is it like in theory?
1,000%. But
it doesn't work for
it doesn't work that way for us. To us, and we will procrastinate. That's another thing. We procrastinate. We don't want to do anything. We have a dopamine regulation problem, right? If we're not interested in it, we're not doing it. And so, and it's not a very healthy way to live sometimes. So sometimes, and then another thing, what we do is we'll put off something as simple as that. Put it off. And then when we finally do it, like, why didn't we just do it the first time?
This could be probably, just a product itself, so it's like me helping. There's a specific product that is helping people with ADHD to become a content creator.
Right.
That makes sense. So
that makes total
because
sense.
It's again the process is totally different. Most things out there, they show even language models like ChatGPT, right? They just throw you boom. You ask for one thing, and then they give you these long answer.
I said, when I speak to him now, I'm like, I just want the answer. I don't want an explanation. I don't want why. I don't want the origin. Just say yes or no. Because that's another thing. We cannot go through all that. I just need an answer. I need to know. My brain is 2 steps ahead of you. I need to go. I need to know. I don't want to know the whole explanation. I want to know yes or no, and that's it. And
so the whole idea here is to start with, like, most likely with one platform, right? The easiest one that is for you. And then obviously I am a big believer, so the people that are watching this, is that the long form is easier, like having a podcast, or basically when I say podcast, it's just a nicer word. But what I mean by that is long form. Long form doesn't necessarily mean YouTube, but it's just having a camera, set up a camera, and then you talk for as long as you can about something that you like.
As long as you can?
Yeah. So, for example, if you can just talk like for 5 minutes.
I can talk forever.
If I can talk for an hour, if I can talk for like 2 hours.
Are you talking to someone?
No, just to the camera.
Just to the camera.
Just to the camera. So you see this whole setup.
It's very easy to just talk to you because we're having a conversation.
That's exactly
but if I'm looking at the camera,
that's
it's
exactly
a little
my other second point, right? So,
Yeah.
for example, it's easier to talk in a kind of like a setting where you're talking to your friend.
Correct.
So, and then the whole idea of this setup is to coach you. This is okay. I'm comfortable, right? Even though you have like the mics and some lighting,
Right,
and
but
some
talking to
microphone.
you, this disappears. Like this,
Correct.
all that is gone, and I'm just talking to you, Daniel.
So
my
that's
friend.
exactly another.
Maybe I'll have a cutout of you.
Yeah,
and
that's
I'll pretend I'm talking to you.
100%. You can just cut
Can
it
you
out.
give me that? Can I be part of the
100%.
service?
Yes.
Okay.
And then the reason also, like, I have another setup where these things are actually not part.
I
of
like
that.
the setup. Though. I think it's good for.
So what happens
video.
is like when you just have a mic, like a lavalier mic, and then it's just you sitting on a couch. So it becomes
But I
more
think
like as a conversation too.
But I think that's a little more
No.
awkward because then it's like I'm just sitting there talking to
No,
myself.
so what happens in there is like, again, the idea is just to like make it casual for that situation. I'm not saying that that this doesn't has to be part of the setup, but it's just makes it more casual. So some people, as soon as they have this, they kind of like, okay, think immediately I can't say this, where do I look, right? So things like that. So that's the only thing, but that will be a step backward, or regression is just using, like a lavalier mic and then just having a conversation, right? And then in your case, that's the easiest, right? But because what happens is you talk to the camera, right? And then you can grab this content from there. But again, since we talk about ADHD, so now you have a video that, let's say, is 7-10 minutes.
Who's
You
watching
had to
that?
break
Not my
it.
ADHD
No, you had to
audience.
break it down.
They're
So
not
what you
watching
do is
all of
you
that.
have to cut it down,
Right.
but that's one more step, right? And that takes more time,
Right, and that's what I think gets overwhelming.
and that's the overwhelming part. correct.
Overwhelming because I'm like, oh, I have this. And another thing with ADHD is how you said you can focus on something for hours. We can do that too. We have to get there. We can avoid something forever, but once we focus, we can not eat, not go to the bathroom, or whatever,
Correct.
and we'll just focus on that.
Correct.
And that's the thing. I can do that, but I don't always have the time. I don't have the luxury of time to do that. And so
Right.
to me, when I start to hear, not only do I have to come up with a concept and speak and feel comfortable speaking, now I have to edit it and upload it and do all that stuff. And
Correct.
I'm not good at that. That's not something.
Which goes
and
to
you've
my
helped
next
me.
part.
You've helped
Yeah.
me, but it's,
Which we go to the next part, which is kind of like that's one thing that I solve that problem, right? So I take that responsibility out of my clients, right? So that's the part, because we're like, by doing this for so long, I understand that people actually do have content. So it's not like you don't have content, right? You have a lot of content sitting in your phone, right here.
Right.
You have a lot of videos, you have a lot of photos, and then the issue is
What to
taking
do with
that
it.
content, what to do with it, and editing, right? So those are the things that I solve for my clients. Right? So I take that out of the equation so they don't have to do that, right? In your case, right, it's to find what is that system that makes the process easier so that you can stay consistent posting.
Right.
One thing that I do with AI, right, it's like AI is practically editing for me, right? So for example, like, usually for us, for content creators, video editing could be a bottleneck, right? So if I have 10 clients and I have to edit for the 10 clients, it's not the same if it's just for one brand, like
Correct.
me, right?
And then if you're doing other things on top of that, your own things.
Right, so it's difficult, right? So the video editing is usually the most difficult part. But now, thanks to AI is helping us, so content creators, marketing agencies, even me, like to edit. So what happens is AI can actually do the edit, right? And then they can take care of the posting.
Wow.
And then all those things. So right now, for example, my goal is to automate my entire business, like at least 95% of it. Wow. Right now, I'm at 65%. It's fully automated. Like, for example, right now, right, I call them AI employees, if you want to use the word AI employees, right? They're editing, right?
So
and
you would take, for example, this session and just like edit it?
So the thing is, I'll take the video from
No
the cameras, and then I put it on a hard drive and a computer at home, right? And then the AI employee, the video editor, is watching that hard drive. So if there's something new uploaded to that hard drive, it's check. Think it's kind of like it's code, right? It's like but technically, what happens is like every hour, it will go and check to the folder, and it will say, okay, if the folder is empty, no problem. Then the next hour will go, and then, oh wait, there's some videos. let me check what these videos are. So, okay, these videos are from the podcast from Daniel and Margarita. Okay, so I need to edit them. And then it will edit them.
Wow. Because I will say, like, even like our mutual friends, I'll watch their Get Ready With Me or Day in My Life, and I'm like, it seems so seamless. It seems so natural.
Yes.
I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do any of that stuff. I have zero creativity in my body.
Right, but then again, creativity is like, it could be a skill that's something you're gonna, right? And then it happens as like, as you get like start doing
yes, I'm better at CapCut because you showed me. And as I play around
because
with
you
it,
find what works, right? So the whole idea here in your personal brand is to find what is exactly working, because I'm sure that you probably know what to talk about. Right. And you will talk forever about those things.
Right. If you're interested in something and you feel you have knowledge on something, very easy to talk about.
So that's where the AI is helping, right? So it's leveraging the speed, right? So now, for example, I can literally shoot this podcast while like maybe 3 years ago, I will be editing, just to give an example. Right now, they're doing work. Right, so that's an advantage.
Because I use AI, but not to that degree. I'll use it for like help like clean up this caption. It doesn't make sense to me, or what do you think about this, or
and the difference in what you're saying is, so what happens is right now, and that's kind of like one of the biggest challenges for these companies, I feel. And I say companies like OpenAI, Google, right, Anthropic, right, even X, Elon Musk, which is part of another LLM, and even other companies that have like wonderful language models, right? But what happens is most people are using basically the chatbot or the chat version of this language, like this AI, right? But there is a version of these models that is called, and I will use this simplistic term, so please excuse me, somebody in the comments, right? I'm just trying to be simple.
Be nice to him. You 1/3 of the people who are not going to be nice.
That's going to be nice. I know that. Nice. Don't say that. Okay, but as one saying in here, so it's called agentic tools. So you have like the chatbot, what you talk to, ChatGPT or Claude, but you have a version that is called an agentic tool. The agentic tool, what happens, it becomes that type of employee.
Okay. And so, that's a lot more money than the $20 a month. No?
It's the same thing.
Whoa.
It's the same thing.
No way.
It's the same thing. You have it on ChatGPT.
Every day with Daniel.
You have something in ChatGPT and you have it in Claude. And then we'll go to the computer really quick. So we have it like in here. So, and then somebody's going to see it on the screen as well. And then what happens is, I'll give you an example. Actually, let me open Claude here really quick.
He's my favorite. And he has a nice British accent. So when he speaks with authority.
With authority. Freaking accent.
Okay, Claude.
Okay, Claude. Okay. So what happens, this is the Claude app, right? So, and then we're going to...
What? That doesn't look like my Claude? Oh, that looks like
That's the app, right?
Hi,
so,
hey.
Afternoon, Daniel. So we're going to go really quick, and then we'll have actually like a session in here. Actually, let me just open these. So I'm going to screen record my Mac. So we have it on... we have it on available for the podcast, so you guys can follow along. So what happens in here, right? This is Claude. So you see right here is where I can just talk to it, right? And then are you familiar with these things? The different models?
Don't know what I have. I think I have. I want to say right now maybe
you have all of them. If you pay for
I have all of them.
Yeah, you have all of them.
How do I know which one to use?
Right. So that's what. So today we'll kind of like talk to it, and then we use this segment.
What are you listening? My phone's down there.
There you go. We're using. So you have different versions, right? So this is Claude. Claude is one of my favorite language models. But we can talk about ChatGPT. ChatGPT is great too. And then every language model has its pros and cons. So right now you have this, and then you'll see here fastest, Haiku, Sonnet, most efficient for everyday tasks, Opus 5, and then Fable, right? So right now for everyday use, you can be on Sonnet.
I think that
what you do, like for example, hey, I have a question, recipe.
A lot of my stuff is I'll see something on Instagram and I'll just upload it and say true or false.
Correct.
Fact check it for me.
So that one you can just even go with Haiku, right?
Okay.
You can use Haiku or you can use Sonnet.
Okay.
Totally fine. Then you see this thing that it says effort, right? And then you see right that it has like this. It gets more complicated, right? So it says medium, high, extra, max, and low, right? That just means super simple to just put it in simple ways. It's just the amount of time that you want the language model to think. That's it.
I want fast. I'm ADHD.
Right, exactly. If you want the answer fast, then you go medium or low. Okay. Right. If you want the model to take their time giving you the answer, then you go this way.
But question,
high, extra, max.
I need quick answers. Yes. But are they correct answers if they're doing it
No,
fast.
the difference is not going to give you like the answer probably is not going to change.
It's just more
you want it
detailed,
more
maybe?
like, for example, again, think like I'm just asking for a direction. You don't need me to think that much, right?
Correct.
So that's an example of something that can be medium or low,
Gotcha.
right? But if you have a math problem or you have like budget, or if it's like, hey, I have this spreadsheet and then I
That's
need
funny
you to
because
calculate
he did
it.
help me with my spreadsheet.
Yeah.
I wonder if I should.
So if you go to
redo it.
extra, so it's going to take more time,
Gotcha.
right? It's going to go high. And then you see the thinking, right, which is another setting, which again, you by this it says thinking. I guess I don't know, to be honest, what they use that setting in there.
Please
but
think when you respond
exactly,
to the code.
right? Thinking, right?
I could do the not thinking myself.
But then again, think this right here,
Excuse me.
right? That just is about the time, right? That you want the model to think or to process your question or whatever you're asking it to do. And the thinking is something that is very complex that you need it to do, right? There's a bunch of different things. I want a recipe to cook dinner tonight. Probably you don't need thinking, right? But if you want to create, hey, I'm going to go on a trip. I'm going to go on a trip from this day to this day. I have this budget. These are my preferences. And then I want to save a hotel and I want to do this ABC plan for me. Maybe you wanted to think.
Right.
So that's an example.
That makes sense. Okay.
Right. That's an example in there. But most of the times you can stay with Sonnet. It's fine.
Okay.
Now, this is the chatbot, right? So now you see this section that is called Co-Work. When you open that section, you start going to the agents or the agentic tools that I was telling you about. And then as soon as you switch, I want you to look at what happens. Build a tracker from my files, reconcile records, draft the email. So this is...
That's an ADHD one, the one that I keep putting off.
Yes. You see, that's kind of like that. See, right? So, and then you see here, for example, you have a project or a folder. So you can create projects.
It even tells you how to use it.
These are projects. And then you can say manual and then automatically approve. This is, I'm going to explain in here, right? This really quick. But when I switch to Co-Work, it's when I'm using agents. Okay. So I'll give you an example. So for example, I'm going to switch to Co-Work. I already connected my Gmail, right? Okay. So I'm going to say, I want you to find all the emails from Dan Coe in my Gmail, right? So this is a task that if I'm on the chat feature, I will not be able to do that because right now I'm asking something specific that needs a connection. So the agent or the employee, think like the employee. When you're in co-work, it's like if you have employees.
Right,
so if I have an assistant, right, hey, can you go find all the emails from this person, open my Gmail, and I will give him my phone or my laptop, or the person has access to my business email, right?
That's funny because, excuse me,
yeah,
I've asked Claude for things, and he doesn't remember. I'm like, Claude, I told you that the other day.
Correct. Correct. So this is the agent. So you see, and if I do that, right, and I'm going to say, so if this manual automatically approve, what's going to happen is every time that there is something that the employee or the agent needs to ask, for approval, it's going to ask me manually. Do you approve access to your Gmail? Do you approve this and this and that? If I don't want to do that, then I just say automatically approve. Okay. Or the scribble approvals. That's what it means in there. So we're going to start with manual, and we're going to send that. And then we're going to see what happens. And it's obviously going to take some time. It's totally different because, again, it's more work. And you see it's finding the tools, it's connecting to my Gmail, and it's doing the work.
Wow.
Right? So that's where you start getting to the agents, okay? And it's giving me, right? Here are the emails. What do you want to do? So I got all the emails. There's some, and then it's telling me a bunch of things. And then it's telling me I found a pattern. And then it's giving me a next step. But do you want me to narrow this down? So what else is that you want to do? So I can ask another question. Maybe can you find, if I give you an example with something that is a very typical common thing to do in a business, it will be like in my case of a client, right? Hey, I forgot what my client said on one of these emails about something that they asked me to edit. Can you go find it?
Wow.
Right? And I'll give you an example for that right now. We'll use actually that. So if I'm doing exactly that task, right? So for example, I have a conversation with a client that is like, we going back and forth with emails, right? And then I go like, oh my God, I forgot. And this email, where was it? So what I will do is I will go back to, like, the way I will do it is I will go to Gmail, right? I will open Gmail, even though Gmail now has AI too, right?
Yes.
I will go ask Gmail and show me all the, Dana, in this case, this is one client. Shout out to Dana. You see, I got all the emails right here. And I will have to scroll down. But you see, AI now, Gmail is actually now, it added. So it add the AI in here too now, right? So you see, it's giving me like a summary, right? But let's say I don't have that, right? So now I will have to go and find the email. So there's a lot of communication, right? But now if I go back to Claude, let's see with Claude, and I will say, find all the emails with Dana Lentini. And she said something about an edit for the book opening reel and a song. Which song was it? Okay.
Wow.
So how much time am I saving now? So it's going to go find all the emails, right? And it's going to find the detail that I'm like, oh, I forgot.
Right. Oh my God.
So this is an example of having an assistant. So think like an AI agentic tool is an assistant, right? And it's, the sun is over the rainbow. Exactly. The email was on July 18. And now I remember. So, okay. And then I go, instead of me texting the client or email the client again, what was the song? Or spending all this time.
Wow.
That's an example.
That's amazing.
It's amazing, yes.
So amazing.
That's an example of like what the agentic tool is doing. So they become, the easiest way that I can explain it to you is they become an assistant.
Correct.
And the basic thing that you can start with could be your emails, which is a tool that we use every day for certain things, but you can connect different things. If you go here and then you see the connectors, right? So I can connect different things. So I can connect my Gmail, I can connect Slack, right? I can connect just to give an example.
No,
Slack.
but you know how many times I'm like, I know he said something about that.
Correct.
And then we can't find it. Even him, he'll be like,
Yep.
oh, I know we've talked about it, but I can't find the thread.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So that is an example. You can do this. If I want to take it to the next level, the way I use it is I even do that with my text messages, right? So if I forgot what this client said about this text message, and I go
or in an argument.
Yep.
That's not what you said.
Correct. That's another way. You see, you said it here on this text message.
Claude
Screenshot.
told me that you said it this day at this time. You know how many times I start the conversation with Claude told me?
That's an example. So, and then again, you go into, so that's the thing that is different in here when we go to Co-Work. Co-Work, it's the easiest, more friendly way for you for this company, Anthropic, to introduce you to these agentic tools. But in reality, what happens if you want to go to what's happening behind it, it's not that it doesn't work. It's you go to this section that is called, this is what I use. Hold on one second. I got to go here. Yep. I'm gonna open it, code. So this is where I spend time.
Oh boy.
This is where I spend time. And then it looks like this. Like I'll show you right here. I use a tool that is called Visual Studio, but because again, I'm very familiar with coding. Right. So I'm very familiar, before, right? Yeah. So I'm very familiar. So this is kind of what happens. This is my AI assistant. So it's like I'm having conversations the whole day. What I'm doing is I'm talking. You see all these tabs? I'm having conversations with different tabs, and then I'm saying, hey, I want you to edit. I want you to do this. I want you to talk to this client. I want you to push this. I want you to publish this. I want you to email this person. I even have my own assistant. I call her Sophia. Sophia, if I say from my, I call her Sophia, yeah? So if I go from my phone and I say, hey, Sophia, text Margarita the address for the podcast today, it will do it. Text my friend Steve that we're gonna go play pickleball Sunday at 7 p.m. Boom.
I don't trust it. Like I would want to proofread it.
No, what happens is at the beginning, there is so in everything that you built with these agents, there is a period of time where you're testing it. So what happens? You test, and that could take weeks, could take months, right?
But they have to get to know like how you
so
speak
it's like
and what
exactly,
you would say. Okay.
exactly. Is this correct? So for example, if I ask Sophia is my AI agent, and I say, Sophia, text Margarita, and I want you to text her like the address of the podcast studio for today. So if I want, remember that little thing that I show you, approve, manual approve. So if I can set that up, so it will reply to me and say, this is the text that I'm planning to send. Do you want me to send it? It's like Siri. Like Siri, this just does the same thing. This is what I'm going to send. Send it, right? So I can say that, or I can just go.
But wait, your assistant Sophia is on Anthropic?
No. So what happens is these are the things that you can build with Claude Code. So for example, if I want to use, so you see how like the difference is like, if I want to use something like what I'm telling you, I need to go to Co-Work, and I have to be able to use Co-Work all the time with these agents. Okay. But if I want the flexibility to use anything from my phone, for an example, then I need to use Claude Code. Because what happens is what you're doing is you're building like a thing, like you're creating a piece of code that is creating something that you can use anywhere. Right. So in this case, for example,
you have to know coding?
No. Okay. So now what happens is, I don't know if you're familiar with vibe coding. Like for example, like vibe coding, it means that you can literally talk, like if you do when you talk to Claude and say, hey, I need to build this app, or I need to build this agent, or I need to build something that fixes this problem and then does it for me. I'll show you simple examples based on me, right? And then, but these again could be talk to anyone. So for example, this is a solution that I'm creating. So I don't want to be on Instagram as much as I can, but I have clients that they send me DMs, or I have people that ask me for quotes. How much is for this? We need to do this content creation. But for me to go to the Instagram app, it means that I'm going to probably be scrolling for a little bit. I'm not going to get distracted, right? So what is this thing doing? So this thing, I built this. So basically I say, I don't want to go to Instagram. So I'm just talking to it. You see like the whole conversation, just talking to it and saying, I don't want to go to Instagram. I want to get my DMs as text messages. Because I check my text.
You should do an ADHD thing, because that helps ADHD. Because if I went to Instagram, I'll spend an hour scrolling.
Correct. So what happens is when you're just talking to it, and I'll say, okay, I build it, no problem. So behind the scenes, this is what it's doing. So I'll show you really quick. So what happens is behind the scenes, it's doing something. Let me show you something like that looks like here. Is this part? You see this coding right here? So that's what it's doing, right? It's doing this for you. This is coding, right? So it's all I know, and it's like, okay, so that's what the vibe coding is doing. So you don't have to write that. So that, and you're just talking to it, right? I'll give you examples of what I did with like this similar concept, right? So for example, this is only for my, this is DMs. I have clients that they text me on WhatsApp. And I don't like WhatsApp. I just don't like it. Yeah, I just like, but again, it's the same, right? So what happens is, I didn't want to go again another app where I like people when they text me, and I keep like, okay. So what happens is now, when my clients, they send me a message on WhatsApp, right? I get a text message, right? So I don't have to open WhatsApp. So what happens? I'll show you what happens in here. I'll show you my text message right here. Oh, and then you're going to see Sophia right here. Where is it? Come back. Come back. So this is Sophia right here. AI assistant. I call it Sophia. So you see it's right saying, WhatsApp from Tamara. Tamara is asking how much it will cost, blah, 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 blah. So I don't go to WhatsApp.
You gave Sophia a photo, I see.
Yeah, I get Sophia, like I see a photo. There's the other Sophia. Of course I'm gonna do that. You're gonna do the same thing once you build your own. Like it's gonna be like a guy. You're gonna be like a handsome.
What's his name gonna be?
Yeah, it's just like a Sophia. So I have them different names. I have Sophia. It's my assistant. Elena deals with the business, like anything like finances.
So I can have a whole bunch of men working for me. Very nice.
You could do that,
I
right?
like it.
You like that, right? That's
do.
nice. So these are my employees. These are my employees.
Right. I was thinking that before. I can tell people, yeah, I'll have my assistant do it, and I'm not lying when I say that.
So you see, when I told you when we were setting up the podcast, remember I told you like I'm gonna have my AI assistant text you.
Yeah, but you should have just said assistant.
Right. No, the reason I say AI assistant is because I want people to spark the curiosity in people like AI. And then so that I start conversations that potentially lead me to people.
Not me.
I've won that. Exactly.
My assistant Zach over there will.
Yes. Yeah. So I say AI assistant.
I don't know any Zachs, so we're good.
So you can have them by name. So and that's what they do, right?
Okay.
The same thing you can do with emails. For example, I don't want to go to Gmail if it's annoying. So what happens is whenever I get an email, and then you say, basically I'm telling Sophia, these are my clients. Or whenever you get an email that sounds like this, that is potentially a proposal, right, or something, I need you to text me. Then don't bother me with anything else. So this is what
I filter everything because my ADHD brain is too much. I could just have my Zach say, "Hey Zach."
Yeah, correct.
If it says anything about like someone's name that I know, send it to me. If not, I don't care. Or this money's over.
And I love that you said that right here because what I want you to do is I want you to go. You're gonna go to Claude, right? You're gonna go to this section. Co-Work.
Okay.
You're gonna use this model, okay? For things that you're building, you're gonna go to Opus 5.
Paper.
You have it. You have it.
Oh, you're recording this.
Yeah, I'm recording. Yes, yeah. So you're gonna switch to Opus 5.
Okay.
Okay.
Opus
when
5.
you're building an agent or something like this, that you want something to be built, you want these agents.
Okay.
You want the model Opus 5, or you see how it says complex stacks?
Yeah, it's not that.
And then I want you to have a conversation here. Hey, I wanna create my own assistant. His name is Zach. And Zach is going to do this, this, and this. And you're going to say, basically, right? So I'll send you the whole prompt. So basically, it's going to say, we're going to start building it. Ask me the questions. Ask me clarifying questions. Guide me as a step by step. I have ADHD.
Can Zach tell me how beautiful I am every morning?
You can instruct
Good morning,
how to
beautiful.
be.
This is what's on your agenda today.
Right?
Clearly, I don't have enough people telling me I'm beautiful.
No, that's totally fine. You can say like, yeah, that's totally fine.
Okay.
Just to give it, you can give it personalities, right? So now that's going to be your homework. So I want you to go play with that.
Oh, when you give me homework, you know what that does to me?
I know.
Stress.
It stresses you out. I know. And then you build that, and that's going to be your first AI or agentic tool that you're going to build.
How is it agentic tool?
Is it going to be an agentic? Think of it the simple way to think about this is you're saying I'm basically hiring an employee, an AI employee.
Okay.
And then you're going to start by that.
But I get to pick.
Like for example,
give it all its
so
skills that
you want Zach to help you with what was it?
Because my ADHD gets me very overwhelmed. At one point, I thought I was autistic because it's too overwhelming, right?
Okay.
So if I'm doing something for my dad, for example, he's in Colombia, so that's via WhatsApp, and he needs his attorney needs something there. But then I have to check an email here or a text message from the people I work for. It's too much. It's too much. Okay. My brain goes like this, and I keep my phone on do not disturb 24/7. I want Zach to tell me, "Good morning, beautiful. Today you need to send the attorney this, and tomorrow you need to," or even like Claude does for me too, because I get overwhelmed. Claude be like, "Okay, one step at a time. The first thing you're gonna do," like he breaks it down like I'm a toddler. All right, Margarita, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to call the attorney, you're going to ask for this, and then you're going to do this. And like he walks me through everything.
Correct.
I want Zach to do that for me.
Yes. So that's the same thing that I have in here. Like it was basically I built it for myself, and this is part because I like to see things on my text messages.
Correct.
Right?
Right.
But I don't want to go to my Gmail. I don't want to go to WhatsApp.
Exactly.
I don't want to go to Instagram. I don't want to go to TikTok.
There's so many different ways that someone can reach out to you.
Yeah.
Even the same person, like you might, not saying you specifically, but send me a message on Instagram, text me, and then it's like, it's too much. It's too much.
I can't write. So for me so I told Sophia, these people, very important. Whenever they communicate from any of these platforms,
let me know.
You have to let me know.
But then it's one text message from Sophia.
It's one text message from Sophia. So Sophia's like, okay. And then I'm aware. So now instead of having 300 notifications, and then where do I go? This one's important. I'll give you another example, right? So for you girls, you like voice memos, right?
Yes. How do you know that? All day long.
Voice memos is a thing.
We like to hear ourselves talk.
I'm going to say this on camera, and I'm sorry. For all the people that send me voice memos, fucking hate it. fucking hate it.
No, I'm gonna tell you
I fucking-
something. People have offered to pay me for voice memos.
No, that's okay. I'm not saying
Okay.
that is a, but it's just I hate it. I
Note
don't
to
like voice
self,
memos.
Do not send Daniel Rowe.
Go to the
voice memo.
point, and that's it. But that's just me, right? That's okay.
I
That's
hear
just
you.
me. So what happens is, again, right? So look at all these voice memos, like these clients, right? They send voice memos. They send voice memos. They send voice memos. They send. So that's what I have Sophia did. Okay,
She
when
listens to them.
I want you to listen to them. Okay, and I want you to see right here. So this is a little tool called Telegram. Telegram is kind of like just
I
a
use
router.
Telegram. That's another thing. My
It's
family's
just-
on Telegram.
Right. So this is just a router for me for just Sophia and Elena. You see Sophia and Elena here, right? So what happens is,
They're very beautiful.
no, of course, and then muscular.
Daniel has good taste.
So you see right here, for example, the WhatsApp, right here, right? So then I get the transcript.
How about this?
And then Sophia would just let me know a short version of the transcript because it could be a freaking 3-minute transcript. So we'll say, okay, the client is asking for this. And that's why you see
and then
right
she
here.
gives you the full one just in case.
Yes. So you see how I was saying, Tamara is asking how much it will be it cost for this, but it gives me the full transcript in case I need to see it.
Correct.
Right.
So how about this? Zach, I'm going to get a lot of WhatsApps from Spanish-speaking attorneys. Can you send them to me in English? Thank you very much. Can you respond in Spanish? Thank you very much.
And I love what you're saying in here because what happens is this is going to become what in business is called a SaaS, software as service. So potentially you can sell this to people that have ADHD. I'll show you examples of this really quick right now, so you can see how your own personal brand. It's such an ecosystem of things that it's great. So because I did the WhatsApp, I realized, wait, this could be something that could be potentially, maybe I can sell it, right? So I created the VIP lead runner, which is a service that does what I'm saying. So you got all these WhatsApps. What if you can say, just notify me for these contacts or the most VIP people? Those I need to see, and then I can reply to the other WhatsApps people are sending me later.
Right.
So this is an example, right? I'm not much, but that's just an example. I built this to show you.
Wait, you made this?
Mm-hmm.
Get out.
Yep. Like this, Sophia can create for you. Zach can create this for you. So let's say you build your Zach, right? And then you say, you know what? How many people out there have ADHD that could benefit from this? Then you say, hey, Zach, I need you to build me a landing page. We're going to sell this service. And then Zach will do it for you.
Okay, what service are you selling here?
No, just this is an example. I'm not trying to sell it.
Okay.
But I did it just to show an example of things that you can do. Because if I have this problem, maybe somebody else has the same problem.
Absolutely, for
right?
sure. If you have it,
So,
someone has
so that's
it.
an example. I'll show you another example, right? So for example, if we go, Gabby's an example of this, right? So I'll show you two things with Gabby. And then how the chatbots can have different personalities. So you see here, right here, she has a chatbot. Her name is Luna. So hold on, I'm gonna move this guy here. So as soon as you open Luna, Luna has ADHD. So it's a chatbot. You see how you're saying, hey, I have ADHD, I forget things, boom. So if I talk to here, I have a question, can you show me where I can email Gabby, right? It will give me a response. Yeah, it's okay, right? Oh, here it is in public, but you can say, I think I did that on purpose.
Okay, hold on.
And then, yeah, you can put it. You can put
Sorry,
it up.
because I have people on different servers.
That's
They're
good.
gonna, no matter what I do, they're gonna come through.
Yeah. So and then another example would be this tracker too. that we built. This is an idea that Gabby. It started as a conversation like you with me. You know how to say, hey, I want to like in SAG, and that would be great. So we were having a conversation with Gabby, and then she said, oh, there should be a tracker about this, and that. And we'll build a tracker. This tracks your period. But the different thing about this is that we build it based on ADHD. So this is going to take you 30 seconds, 60 seconds to, this is what you do. Okay, basically today, energy, this, bomb, how my body's feeling, how was your ADHD today? And then the protocol. This is the protocol that she has her clients on. Once that is there and you start tracking, you're going to get patterns, right? And then with the patterns, it's telling you exactly, okay, because you're feeling this way today, do this. Exactly what you were saying, asking ChatGPT, what do I do today? So this is what this app is going to do.
Wow.
So even
Gabby would sell this to her clients on how to track whatever they need to track. This is their
and this is a membership base,
yes.
right? So it's it has that, like, okay, what should I do today, right? So for example, depending on what part of the cycle you are, how to train that day. So for example, training today is gonna feel harder than usual because you're in the luteal days, which is I didn't fucking know anything about it.
Now you know everything about women that you don't even want to know.
Yes, I was like. And now I know these things like, well, like, okay. And that's just to give you an example, right? That the app is doing, right? And then it's like, and when you go to today, right? It's just going to tell you basically where you are today. Cool. It's going to give you things that you can do that day.
Right. So funny thing is mine and Gabby's content probably would be similar, except she markets a different audience.
Correct.
Because she's marketing a much younger audience.
Correct.
And so like, even
no,
like,
you totally can do something else.
Audience, because there's so many times I'll scroll TikTok and I'll say, oh, all I needed to do was this, and this happened. I'm like, okay, talk to me in 20 years. Because I was able to do that at 32, not at 53.
So the advantage that you and me have is that we have experience.
But also, too, things of, especially for women, I was a 30-year-old at one point. I was able to just, correct. I lost, back then, before like low carb was the thing, I did it. I lost 30 pounds, almost 50 pounds in 6 months.
Right.
I did it. I could do the same exact things today, and it won't take me 6 months because I'm older and my body's different. So how I'm going to explain to someone is going to be very different than I would explain to a 30-year-old because our bodies are just way different. So
these are examples of things that you can build just by starting with that. What are your thoughts on this? Cool?
I think it's amazing. So, I'm like shocked that it would
and then just
so
that you know, right? So if you go to ChatGPT has the same thing. So for example, it's called Codex. So when you go to Codex, it's the same thing that you're building these agentic tools with, but now it's ChatGPT.
What would be the benefit of using different platforms?
It's just like a preference.
Okay. So I used to use ChatGPT. My son asked me for other political reasons to move over to Claude. So, but they do the same things, or is one better for certain things?
I use Claude.
I like Claude. I love Claude.
But I use ChatGPT for certain things.
Really?
I use, yes.
How do you decide?
I decide, especially me, I personally, I'm going to give an example. So I've been using ChatGPT for a long time, since literally the whole AI started, right?
I remember, yeah.
So that's one reason that I keep it.
Okay.
Because it knows the most about my business and me.
Okay.
That's one. The second one, it's amazing. Is the images. It does an amazing job. ChatGPT images, you see, and I use it a lot.
Yeah, Claude doesn't.
You see, like I use it for my clients. It does an amazing job. Right. I love that feature. Claude is not even close.
Not even close. Wait, so you would tell it what you want?
So what happens is you can literally create different things, right? You can just, for example, a lot of businesses right now, what they're doing is they're using these flyers, using them all around. Yes. Like, so they're using this flyer. So they go to ChatGPT and they say, hey, create an image flyer. This is my event. Boom.
But some people don't like that. They can tell that it's like an AI
flyer. Yeah, but it's
right.
going to become like more and more
mainstream.
Right? Mainstream. Yeah. Like an example will be this one, right? So this is for a client, right? The client created a version of this and then we improved it, right? So, but they're just giving an idea, right? But the way I use it, hold on. The way I use it, I go back to the screen right here, but I have it in here. It's like, for example, I'll give you an example of this. This is an example where things are really changing. I took this photo, right? But what I asked ChatGPT is to edit the photo for me. So now I don't have to edit it.
I feel like when I asked for it to edit my photos, like one time I said something simple. It was a selfie. And a piece of my hair was across my face. I said, just remove that strand of hair. Change my face completely.
So that's something that's going to happen. And it was part of another podcast, actually funny, that we had somebody asked the same question. So what happens is it's privacy concerns, right? So if ChatGPT is going to do that, because if it doesn't, then you can take pictures of anybody and use them in a very...
Right.
Other ways that are probably not, we don't know.
Right.
That's something that happens with Grok, which is the model from Elon, right? So it's like, it would just, you can go there, and that's what Donald Trump uses a lot. And you see that he can create anything, like his media thing. It's not that he is on right, but he can create anything because Grok is like literally like you can do anything with any picture you want. right?
Okay.
And it will not give you or stop. So ChatGPT will do that.
Oh, wait,
right?
so I should go to
It will
Grok
change
for
the
that?
face. That could be one. The other one is you can simply say, do not change anybody's or people's faces. You always got to add that at the end. So if you say, remove the piece of hair from this picture,
Leave everything else the
do
same.
not change the face, leave everything the same.
I'm going to test that out.
So as an example with this one, I'll show you, we can do an example here. So this is a way that I edit these pictures. So, and I'll give you an example. So we go here. So I already have it, for example, you see for a client here, right? So if I go there and then you see the Tiempo Soccer photo style, that's a project, right? Now you see right there. You see right there, you change the face. You see what I was saying there?
Don't you dare. You're mean to
change the face.
ChatGPT.
Oh, I am.
Dare.
So you see what I'm saying? Right, so this photo.
Or the text.
And then boom, right?
Okay, so what was edited there?
No, it's like it was changing the face. Right, so that's it was changing the face a little bit. So you see how but I always, for example, this is another example. Probably it's not going to load because it's been so I say just apply the Tiempo grade, which Tiempo is my client, right? So it will do this, and it will save me lots of the same thing with this one.
Oh, that wasn't on the shirt.
So I took the photo, but what ChatGPT is doing is editing the photo for me. I want to show you the original. I think the only original that you can see in here could be just this one. Look at the difference. See how flat it is?
Yes.
Right, and I want you to look at the last one. It's more like punchy, edited. Another example will be here. Look, let me show you. I think there's no loading. I want to see one that is so. But you see, I have a conversation, so I'm telling ChatGPT, this is what I want you to edit.
Do saturation,
right, and then and then I asked ChatGPT, show me exactly the instructions that you're gonna follow after I tell them, because I'm a photographer, right? So I say I want you to edit the saturation, the exposure, the brightness.
Right.
I want you to edit this.
I'm not a photographer, so I don't know
right.
what
So
to say.
because I instructed really well, it's doing a good that for me. Let me see if I find another picture here really quick. This is another good one. Look, that's the photo that I took.
Okay.
Right, and this is the photo that was edited. So it's punchier, easier, boom, it's ready to post.
Right, I saw the first one and I thought it was a great picture, but then you see the difference.
So there's more punches. So it's saving me time. Right. That's an example where I use ChatGPT the images. And then again, Gemini also. So if we go to Gemini really quick for anyone who's using Gemini, right? Again, if you go to Gemini, there is a section where you can do the same thing, right? So, and then you can do, I believe is in,
you need to pay for this?
So Gemini, they're all the same, right? You pay around $20.
Yes.
Right, but you just pick the tool that you want. If you use Claude, just use Claude.
Yeah, but Claude, you said it's not good for photos.
No, photo, it won't do the photos.
Right,
so you would use ChatGPT.
And you have to pay for that too.
Yes.
I'm paying for a lot of things.
Yes. Yeah, so that's the thing, right? So that's
Claude
what
make me money. Can we tell Claude to learn how to do that?
I'm hoping they do
Claude,
that.
can you learn how to edit photos, please?
Because it's ChatGPT is really good.
Yeah.
Really good. Even for little flyers or design things that I want to prepare, it's really good at just giving me I'll give you an example, right? So let me show you this one really quick. I was Pops Padel, which is the new this is the new venture.
Oh, okay, I know.
Right, and then let me see. I think it's this one.
Is that spelled correctly?
Yeah, hold on. Yep. Which is I was let me see. I don't Pops Padel. Where is the on that? I think is this one. Let me see. Yes. So this is the final, right? So what happens in here is, even when I want to create a mock-up of how it's going to look like, ChatGPT is really good at this, right? So all these images were created with AI.
I remember seeing a post of yours about some fitness posts, and then you let us know that it was an AI model.
Yes. So for example, all these ones are AI. All these photos are AI. But again, I didn't start by saying, create a photo of a girl that is this. No. So it's better when you start with a sample. Make sense? Mm-hmm. So for example, I'll show you an example, right? So that you have an idea. So let's say I'm going to use, in this case, I'm going to use Google, right? Just to give an example. And what will the process be? So what I'll do is paddle, photos, indoor, court, girl, right? And I go to images, right? Look at this one, right? So you see, I see that image, right? Let me see the image. Okay. That's kind of weird. I don't like it. I don't like the pose. Let me go back. A photo. Oh, I like this one. But see, I'm looking more photos like that when I don't see the face, right? Let's look at that one. So what I will do is I will take a screenshot of that photo, right? And then I will go to ChatGPT. We're going to go back to ChatGPT, right? I'm going to go to images real quick. And then there's already a bunch of defaults in here, which is kind of like playful. Most people use it like that, which is fine. I'm not saying that is wrong, right? So, and then I would take this image. I'll put it right there, right? And then I will say, I will be specific, an image that is 4:5. That is the ratio for like Instagram. That is 1080 pixels by 1440 pixels. About Pops Padel, you are going to use the first image as a reference for the girl, and the second image is for the faded vintage look of the actual style of their Instagram. Do not change the faces. Keep the same lighting and style from the second photo. Add the logo and the same text. Do not change it. And let's see what happens. So now what happens is, I'm going to go to Pops Padel here, right? What I want to see is, which one is the closest? This one, right? Just to give an example. So I'm going to take a screenshot of that. And let's see what happens. So that will be my start, right? And ChatGPT. This will be the second image. And I will send that. So what I'm saying is, ChatGPT is going to use this photo and create a photo or a post that is similar to this one, and then see what that's a good start on now. So that's where like it's saving time. It takes a little bit of time, but also because I also have medium. You see how it is taking me?
Right.
So if I switch this to instant, right, it's going to take probably faster. Just to give an example. So that's the way I use the images to create like these concepts and these ideas, just by putting screenshots of things that I see that I don't know how yet are going to be visually designed. Right. And it does a good job giving me a good direction. And that's how we did Pops Padel, right, for example, right at the beginning. And then I sent all this, and then they just picked 3 posts, which we already have in Instagram, right? So we have, which is crazy, right? It's like, so they just say, okay, well, Daniel, we're just going to use these 3. And it saved me time and money because of like I didn't have the photos. Right, Pops Padel. You're gonna see it right there, right? They like those 3, and those are the 3 photos. Right, so that's an idea. So I didn't do a photo shoot. I didn't have to go there, actually. But there's not the courts are not ready yet anyway. So just to give you an example, let's see what happens with ChatGPT. Let's see if it actually look. Not bad, right? Not bad. Let's put the whole image in here. Hold on. I'm going to bring the other one in here. You know, not bad.
No.
Right. Let's put this one in here. Look. Not bad, right?
No, it looks really good.
You see? It had the text. It didn't change the
it took away the
You took away.
background.
Yes, it would. Yeah. Not bad, right?
Looks good.
If I wanted, there's a couple of things that but again, it really did a good job, because if you see here, right, like it's a little bit of a problem in the shorts, and I see it a little bit in here too. I can modify that if I want to, but you see, it did a fantastic job.
Wow.
Right, so this is how it's saving me time. Now imagine if I am like what I do, right? The amount of money that I'm charging. So the cost to deliver now is cheaper for me.
Right.
Because how you saw just, it took me what, less than 5 minutes?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right? As probably
And you want to let people know this so you can run out of business and they
Of
can do it
course.
themselves.
There's not a problem. You see, 4 years ago, it would take me, like probably like days. Right now, so the cost to deliver to the client, I lower it, so my profit went up, right? Because the client is not asking, oh, did you use ChatGPT?
They don't care. They just want the results.
They just want the results.
Wow,
But just to give you an idea.
Hey, look, 1 minute, 56 seconds. Wow.
Right. So that's plus crazy. The thinking, so less than 5 minutes. So that's kind of just to give an example. Good stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
Very good stuff.
What are your thoughts so far?
Again, it all makes sense. I wish I had a pen and paper, but I'm gonna have to go back and look at everything.
So you see, but like even me understanding that you have ADHD, and I'm so, to be honest, I'm grateful that I was working with Gabby and this, because now I understand. So now, for example, in my head, I already know that everything that we have the conversation here, I had to send you something.
Yes.
That it has to be for you ADHD.
You don't understand. Like I knew, like I had this in my calendar. I have to have a written calendar because a phone is easy to just dismiss.
Correct.
And then that's not my face. And even then, Daniel, you texted me this morning. You said this, and that about, can we do 1 o'clock? I go to my car. My girlfriend's like, what are your plans? I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to the beach and do that. And then I'm like, wait a minute. I have to go. I can't go. Like, it's very bad. So it's not.
I understand.
It's not easy to work with.
I understand. I'll show you this one real quick. So for Gabby, right? So what I tell her, okay, I need
58,000 people saw her.
So it's it's going more. That's the one for Ariana Grande. It's like 100,000 already. I think it's going more. But I'll give you an example.
I want to be like Gabby.
Okay. You say Gabby? We're gonna send her. We're gonna send it actually. Let's send her like a video right now. Okay, and 3, 2, go.
I want to be like Gabby.
Oh, look at my pictures all over the place. So I'll give you an example right now with Gabby, right? So we're gonna go to Gabby. So that's an example of the that post. I probably just going up more. If we go to Reels, stop. It's this one. This one is 165,000. Okay. So this is the post, right? So this section in here is just telling Gabby, in the last 30 days, you posted this, right? And then you see what I'm telling her, right? So I need you to post these 3 things more. So when you see this line right here, that's the amount of followers. So whenever this line goes above that line, it means that people who don't know her are seeing her content. So that is always going to give you more followers. So she's posting about all these topics. So these 3 things always are going to give them more followers. And because she wants to get to 10,000 followers, so I'm telling her, you need to post about those 3 things. So I send her this, and then she says, running and training. If she has no idea, oh my goodness, what I'm going to post, then she can take any of these ones just to start up.
Wow.
Right? So you see this. If you're a runner who lives twice a week and still feels weak in your runs, I'll bet money you're not eating enough around your strength sessions. So she will do a video about that. Right? Same thing with eating disorder or the body image. So the same idea is what I'm sending you. So you can just focus on 1 or 2 things that will move you in the next direction. But it was Zach. It's going to be your AI assistant.
Frank, no.
Frank
does not sound, no offense, Frank. No. But Frank doesn't sound sexy.
Not sexy. Not sexy.
I'm sure I'm going to get, now 1/3 of my Franks are going to be in my comments saying, what do you mean I'm not sexy?
What do you mean, right? What do you mean, right?
Sorry, Frank.
Do you want to leave the audience with something? I would like you to end with something that you can see in 3 to 5 years. And then you have this video, and then you're like, wow, I remember that video, what I said. So this is something that you will say to your future self 5 years from now, that you will watch this and you'll be like, wow.
Oh God, there's so many things. I have so many things that I want to tie in.
Okay, you have like 60 seconds.
I have 60 seconds. Wait, where do I see my channel going, or where do I see like my viewers going?
No. So this is something that it could be anything. It doesn't necessarily has to be for the content, your personal brand. So think that you're saying to yourself 5 years from now. So 3 to 5 years from now,
where it's like basically where I want to be.
You're going to be watching this video and you'll be like, wow. So what would you say to yourself, to your future self?
What would I say to my future self? I don't know what I would know. I would say what my future self would tell me now. Like, you did it. Like, you did it. You help people. Because my goal is to help people. Okay. I literally, my goal is to help people with like their hormones and the menopause and all that. But I also am very faith centered. I believe that God does not let me down, and I want to be able to, I ask God every day to put someone in my path that I can help. And every day he does. And I feel like I want to be like, wow, you helped a lot of people. You helped a lot of people avoid the suffering and the things that you went through. I want to be proud of myself for that I was able to help people. I wasn't chasing views. I wasn't chasing popularity, because a lot of my opinions are not mainstream. So I think my 1/3 is going to be probably higher of people who disagree with me. Okay. But I'm going to say, you did it anyway. And you help people in spite of what they said about you.
I love that. Yeah. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you in the next one.